Right. Notice to the public, if the public wishing to uh, address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council forms located on either side of the counter and give it to either the chairman or the council clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as a whole. Addressing individual council members or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous in their choice of words and actions, and comments shall be limited to the issues and cannot involve individuals or staff-related matters. Also, we would like to have all cell phones and electronic devices used for communication, and they should be silenced for the duration of this meeting. I will now call the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government Wednesday, February 26, 2025 meeting to order, and we will have an invocation by Mr. Pleasure and Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you give us guidance, wisdom, knowledge, sense of discernment, grace, and understanding, so we may better be able to serve this nation in this great parish of Terrebonne. Bless this nation, bless this parish, and bless each one of us individually. These and many other blessings we ask in your darling Son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir. Ms. Smith, could you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Pleasure, Mr. Harding,
Here.
Mr. Voisin, Mr. Amity, Mr. Champagne, Mr. Hamner, Mr. Babin, Ms. Chauvin, Mr. Trusclair. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you, ma'am. Approved minutes of the special session condemnation hearing held on January 28, 2025. Moved by Mr. Amity, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Yeah. 8-0. Motion passes. Approved minutes of the regular council session held on January 29, 2025. Moved by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Amity. Any discussions? Members, vote your machine. No, sir. 8-0. Yeah, it's 8-0. Approve accounts payable bills listed for 2/18/2025 and 2/24/2025. Moved by Mr. Trusclair, second by Mr. Voisin. In the discussion, members, vote your machine. Eight zero, motion passed. Approved manual checklist from December 2024. Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Voisin. Members, vote your machine. 8-0. General business. A, proclamation proclaiming the month of March 2025 as Problem Gambling Awareness Month in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Amity.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne, a proclamation. Whereas problem gambling is a public health concern affecting millions of Americans of all ages, races, and ethnic backgrounds, and whereas problem gambling has a significant societal and economic cost for individuals, families, businesses, and communities, and whereas problem gambling is treatable and treatment is effective in minimizing this harm to both individuals and society as a whole, and whereas numerous individuals, professionals, and organizations have dedicated their efforts to the education of the public about problem gambling and the availability and effectiveness of treatment. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President, Jason W. Bergeron, and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, that the month of March 2025 be hereby proclaimed Problem Gambling Awareness Month in Terrebonne Parish, and that all citizens be encouraged to help spread the message that there is help for problem gamblers through treatment and to support those who are in treatment and recovery and their families. Presented this 26th day of February 2025, and it's signed by Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairman Carl Harding. Do we have someone here to receive this? Carl, you gonna go? Yeah, it is. Yep.
Congratulations on being Brand Marshal.
Thank
I didn't realize. It's in the
Hello, my name is Janet Price. I'm the
One
marketing
second.
director. Oh, I'm good? Okay. Hi, I'm Janet Price. I'm the marketing director for South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority. And we appreciate y'all doing this every year. Problem gambling is a problem not only in our community, our state, but in the United States itself. So thank you for doing this. And we're kind of neighbors now. We've just moved down the street, Barrow Street. We've moved our Terrebonne Clinic and our developmental disabilities in the old, on the side of Town Hall where Blue Cliff is. So we're glad to be downtown. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Item B. Proclamation commending Mr. Pete Kurnos for his years of service on the Board of Adjustments. Mr. Babin.
Thank you. It's with pleasure I read this proclamation commending Mr. Pete Kurnos for his years of service. Whereas on March 28, 2007, Mr. Pete Kurnos was appointed to the Terrebonne Board of Adjustments. Whereas in 2020, Mr. Kurnos was appointed as the board chairman. Whereas Mr. Pete Kurnos served on the Board of Adjustments for 18 years and showed great resolve, dedication, and professionalism while navigating a variety of matters. Whereas the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government sincerely thanks Mr. Pete, his wife, Ms. Marcella, and his family for supporting him in his efforts to serve the parish throughout the years. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of Parish President Jason W. Bergeron and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that we do hereby commend and thank Mr. Pete Kurnos for his years of dedication and service to this community. Signed by Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairperson Carly Harding, and endorsed by the entire Parish Council. And Mr. Kurnos will come up and take a picture. Unfortunately, the proclamation was left on Parish President Bergeron's desk to be signed, and I think they're going to go get it right now, but we'll use this one. How's that?
If you don't know, I am.
I appoint the planning director, Chris Pulaski.
Hi, Chris Pulaski, Director of Planning and Zoning. Mr. Pete Kurnos was serving on the Board of Adjustment when I started working for the parish in December of 2011. Mr. Joe Harris is also still serving on the board, Mr. Joe. Who else do we have from the board here? Okay. I just wanted to say what an honor it's been to work with Mr. Pete for all these years. Mr. Pete actually started or got interested in serving on the board because he was an applicant to the Board of Adjustment. And after going through that process, decided he wanted to get involved, which I think is just great. And his family's here tonight too, especially his wife. And I just wanted everybody to give her a round of applause because I know and the family, because they, sacrificed a lot of time. The Board of Adjustment has always met, 5:30 once a month. So that's a lot of time that these folks invest in those meetings and preparing for those meetings. So I wanted to thank Mr. Pete for all of his dedication and hard work. So thank you, sir.
And I wanted to say how much respect I have for Chris.
Don't do that. Stop.
Okay, no, he can't.
Yeah,
That's good.
he's been a great planning director. I want to tell you, we're real lucky to have him.
Yeah, let's let him go.
I did not pay him for that endorsement.
Mr. Babin, you
I
have
want to
anything
tell
else
you,
to
the
add?
pay for this job is great.
Yeah, and that's it. The Board of Adjustment are volunteers that you all appoint, as you know. They do not receive a per diem. It's not like the Planning Commission. It's different. So that's all their time.
Well, yeah.
Again, Mr. Pete, thank you very much for your service. I was on the Planning Commission when you were on the Board of Adjustments, and as we talked about earlier, this government cannot function without boards and commissions. This council can't do it all. There's too many things in the parish. So I thank you, Mr. Harris, and everybody that serves on these boards to help this parish move forward. So again, thank you.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Isn't that the truth?
The first couple of hours was pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Item C, resolution, Recreation District number 9, Health Insurance Program Participation. Vote,
I'll make a motion to accept it, the resolution, if that's what's required.
yes.
Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Armady. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Eight zero. Public wishes to address the council in accordance to section 2-07E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter. The public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes and on any matter relative to parish government without discussion or question and answer on non-agenda items. We have 3 cards here, and the first one I have, Mr. Alex Ostenheimer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Alec Ostheimer. I live at 101 Oak Street in Houma, Louisiana, and the following are my opinions. You are the elected officials that equally represent the people and must support a condemnation hearing or dismiss it once nuisance abatement has charged someone. Unless a lot of facts are verbal, I do not see how you have the information to do that fairly for everyone, particularly when you do not know why it was reported and by who. In the 10/29/24 condemnation meeting, the different districts of the council were listed along with the houses. That, when you look at that, there were 51 listings on the agenda. District 1 and District 2, District 1 had 12, District 2 had 18, District 3 had 2, District 4 had 5, District 5 had 4, District 6 had 0, District 7 had 3, District 8 had 4, and District 9 had 3. District 1 and 2 together, that's 30. That's 60% of the total. District 1, 2, 4, and 5 together, that's almost 80% of the total. Now, this system we have for finding these houses and just let any Tom, Dick, and Harry turn it in is not working from a fairness standpoint. I mean, we all drive around Houma. They got a lot of houses that have problems. Anyway, that system is not working the way it ought to work. I think you need to start to remedy that by requiring all complainants to be recorded with their name, contact information, and reason for reporting the property. Then you can simply notify notice of abatement that any condemnation that is sent to them will be decided null and void and dismissed without recognition of the person who did the complaint and why he did it. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker card is Ms. Anne Marie Simmons. State your name and address, please.
My name is Ann Morgan Simmons. My address is 230 Jaden Lane, Houma, LA. Good evening. My name is, again, Ann Morgan Simmons, and alongside me is Sydney Mathern. We are here on behalf of Nicholls State University, specifically the Mass Communications Department. We currently hold roles on a student-led public relations campaign that is advocating and educating our generation about Louisiana's coastal land loss and the environmental threats that we face due to it. Our sponsor is Restore the Mississippi River Delta, and they have graciously provided our mass communication seniors studying public relations with the professional support and funding to organize a campaign for our community. Including both of us, there are 7 other students and many professors who are working tirelessly to promote a new community-wide event called the Louisiana's Restoration Generation Coastal Summit. The summit is aimed to open eyes and inspire high school and college students and the surrounding community, and to make these individuals realize that we are facing extreme threats that can impact not only our culture, our history, and the potential for future generations to thrive here in South Louisiana. Our mission is not just to educate, it is also to inspire others to take action and revitalize our ecosystems and our coasts so we can protect our way of life. The summit will be held on March 12th from 9 to 3 in the Cotillion Ballroom at Nicholls State University. We will be featuring community leaders and activists who will be on panel discussions regarding their experiences with coastal Louisiana, as well as a student panel from Nicholls who are striving in their career fields to make a difference on and off campus. Our summit will feature live Cajun music from the Lafourche Parish area, a Louisiana-themed lunch at the Galliano Dining Hall, included a discount with registration. We will have raffles, 3 different panel discussions, and multiple vendor presentations, and an after-party for students called the C'est Bon Festival. On behalf of Nicholls State University's Mass Communication Program and the Louisiana's Restoration Generation Campaign, we ask the Terrebonne Parish Council for your support and your attendance to help fight coastal land loss. We request that after you leave this meeting tonight that you reflect on how your influence that you have in this community can coincide with our mission and our goals to make this region ready for the next generations to come. We are extremely thankful for this opportunity to be in front of you today, and we also have flyers for each one of you to help spread our message and our event details on them. If we can advocate and educate to as many people as possible, you can be assured that our future of this parish will be in good hands going forth, and with young adults who are ready to tackle one of America's biggest environmental threats. And with that being said, I'm proud to be part of
Motion by Mr. Biden, second by Mr. Hamner. Members, vote your machine. All in favor? You can proceed.
That was it.
Well, we have some lights up here. First, we have Mr. Steve Trusclair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. When did you say the date was?
It's March 12th.
March
It's on a
12th.
Wednesday. We have flyers for y'all, and like y'all can take them wherever. And it has like the date and the location. And then also we have our website at the bottom, but we have the QR code, so even better. You
Okay,
just scan it,
thanks.
it takes you where you need to go.
And, you know, you're speaking on a speaker card, and technically we're not supposed to have discussion, but I would like, being as this is not till March, I would like to invite you guys back to our next meeting so we can have open discussion across the board, because there's a lot of things, you know, that we definitely, you know, we all concerned with our coastal land loss. And we, you know, the parish administration, along with the councilman, we've all got, you know, we've got issues with, especially Mr. Babin and Ms. Chauvin and myself, because we represent most of the coastal areas. So, I mean, if you think y'all guys could make it back, I would really like to come back where we could have open dialogue and discussion and get really what your needs are, what your wants are, and what we can actually do to help you guys out. So if you think that's something we can do, I would really appreciate that.
Good, good.
It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Is that the same day that we have a council meeting? It's the same, March 12th.
But that's in the morning, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Babin.
Yeah, but that's our next set of meetings, right?
Is that
That's our next
that's
set
not
of
our next
meetings.
set of meetings? We're only in February. This is, yeah, okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
March comes after February. It was that was a very good point though, Steve. I'd like to hear more about it. But I just wanted to bring up that, first of all, I taught school with her grandfather, okay? Tell them about where you're going to make this presentation and what the United Nations is thinking about doing, please.
So, mass communications at Nichols. So it started off about a year ago. So, sorry, I wasn't prepared for this part.
It's all right.
So last spring semester, I took an environmental class where you deep dove into everything that's going on. At the same time, Nichols was presented with this opportunity to work with the Nancy Sanderson Institute, which we've then created. And they specifically took a group of students to London and Edinburgh. I'm not the best pronunciator for those. But so, and they actually did a species loss, which was these gorillas in Cameroon, Africa, and they did a lot of research on that. And so this year, we're doing it a little bit differently, and so we're actually going to be taking this globally. And so with the coastal land loss of Louisiana, it's not just here. I mean, we obviously hear more about it than everywhere else. But so it's actually happening in various different locations, and they're very similar to us. A lot of them actually have the same timeline as us. A lot of their like big timelines are in 2050. And they're also looking for ways to kind of go about it. And so whenever we go to London, March 18th through the 25th, we'll actually be doing a whole presentation to the United Nations about it and how we're starting it off here in Louisiana, but how we plan to take it globally.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. I wanted to make sure that we got that out.
Thank you.
Mr. Champagne.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for getting the word out to the rest of the world of the issues that we're having here in Terrebonne Parish and our state. Thank you.
Mr. Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Also, I'm really excited about what you guys have going, but also I want to just throw out there, they're asking for our support. Is there any way we can share their flyer on our website potentially so we can kind of get the word out? Because our coastlines are it. We have the marsh terracing going on. We have those built out there. So I think this falls in line with that. And I would like, if we can do that, Mr.
So we do have all of our like social media and stuff like that. It's Louisiana's Restoration Generation. And again, because we're still affiliated with Nichols, on there it's going to take you to Nichols. And I don't know how y'all want to share it from there, but everything's there that y'all, I think that we'll give y'all permission to share whatever y'all want. And I don't know how that works for y'all, but
We got a guy, he can do it.
we got a guy too.
Mr. Lerat.
And on top of that too, I was speaking with Mark Black, our coastal. Have y'all met Mark yet?
No.
No, he's our coastal zone manager. We were talking about this event the other day, and he's going to be there to discuss and represent Terrebonne in our office in TPCG too. So looking forward to this event and all the good work y'all are doing.
Any more lights?
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Tommy Garisco.
Good evening. Thank y'all for letting me address y'all. This is Tommy Garisco with 309 Good Street, Houma, Louisiana. I'm here tonight to look into some of the issues that has been talked about by the merchants downtown. First of all, we keep getting here, there's no funding for Main Street program. I'd like to get an answer officially on what's going on with the funding for downtown Main Street program. Secondly, that was such as the entertainment that was provided last year from Mardi Gras is off the table for some reason this year. One of them was one of my events called the King Cake Brunch on the plaza. It went very well. Parish paid for the band, and then after that, they got the band for 2 more events downtown, not associated with anything else, just for entertainment. That has been scrapped. Don't know why. Secondly, I've been picking up the garbage every Saturday and Sunday. I want to know why I have to do that. The other merchants need to know the same thing. They see me out there emptying the garbage cans. They say that the parish is extended there, that won't extend the hours to any other employee. I understand that. But why can't we contract a janitorial service to clean that daggone thing up every Saturday and Sunday? There are events going on every weekend, and the garbage is filled up to the top. I'm tired of it. The merchants are tired of it, and it needs to be fixed. I want to discuss the VJ Cairo incident downtown that has caused a lot of retaliation towards me for something that I did. Was an emergency situation where Embers was putting up a brand new, if you haven't seen it yet, 6-panel doorway in front of their pizza oven. The truck was parked in the street to get that glass out of there, take the glass off. I was outside, they came to me, and they said, do you know who can open up that gate? I had just got the code the night before. Didn't think it was be a problem. They said it'd be 4 hours and be out of there. I let him in. They moved the truck closest to behind Mahoney's, closest to replacing the windows to these doors. Big old giant doors, accordion-sized doors. They thanked me for letting them get closer to them. Instead of being on the street with a safety emergency situation, taking heavy doors, I let them in. And they told me they'd be out by 12. Unfortunately, I woke up the next morning, the truck was still there. And guess who missed his timing to get his trailer in there? Mr. Cairo. I tried to apologize to him, didn't want to hear it. He said he's going to take it up with the parish.
Motion to extend by Mr. Pleasure and second by Mr. Babbing. You must vote your machine. Seven zero. Motion passes. Go ahead.
Hold on, still not on.
Wait till the green light. There you go.
You got another minute.
Okay. Well, that incident caused retaliation for me getting a permit from several employees of the parish. I was denied, and one employee said if it ends up on his desk, he will turn it down. I'm very frustrated with that. Don't understand what's going on with all that. So basically, I want answers. I'm representing a few merchants right now that discuss it with the trash on the plaza every Saturday and Sunday. Like I said, the VJ Cairo incident, to finish up with that, I let him in there, and the next day, I saw the truck in there, and I said, holy crap, what is going on now? Mr. VJ is going to be some upset. So I called 2 parish employees and told them what was going on there. They said, oh, no problem, okay. Well, it wasn't okay with Mr. Cairo. He let the parish have it, and he said he's going to send the bill to the parish. If you know Mr. VJ, you understand what's going on there. So I've been retaliated immediately, got some very nasty text messages about the incident that I don't appreciate. Now, I should have called Ann, but they said they'd be out in 4 hours. They were not out in 4 hours, and that fell back on me, and it went to I think it went to Mr. Pulaski, down this way, down on top of my shoulders, that I caused Mr. VJ Cairo all this pain and suffering. And I was told it caused the parish emotional turmoil. Emotional turmoil. This was a safety issue. These guys appreciated me doing that. And at the end, they were supposed to be out. Not my fault. So Ann trusted me. I trusted them. It's really nobody's fault. It should have passed pretty easily with no emotional strain. That it was the best for them to get their truck closest to the windows, off the street, out of my to-go area, and it worked out perfectly. They thanked me. Unfortunately, they didn't get the truck off in 4 hours. Somebody told them they could stay, and that shouldn't have happened. So I think it's improper. I think it's unprofessional what happened, and I have the text messages to prove a lot of things. I'm not ready to do that. I'm going to take the next 30 days before the next meeting. I'm going to work with my councilman, Kevin, through this. I don't want to work with the parish. I want to work through him on my issues. That's it.
Thank you for coming, sir. We're now going to 6:30 public hearing. Item A, ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget and 2025 budget position of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items and to provide for related matters. 1, FMA flood mitigation, $433,340. LCLE, $75,933. Homer Police Department, $2,982. Homer Downtown Development, $59,832. Homer Downtown Development, $5,000. General Fund, 0. First call public. Second call public. Third call public. Motion closed by Mr. Babin. Second by Ms. Chauvin. Members vote your machine.
Tell him he can't speak. Motion to adopt.
Well, got to vote. You got to vote. Members vote your machine. Eight zero. Motion adopted, Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin. Members vote your machine. 8-0. Item 3, committee reports. Public Service Committee, Mr. Voisin. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee held on Monday, February 24th, 2025, and I have no public hearings.
Moved by Mr. Voisin, second by Mr. Trusclair. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Eight zero. Item B, Community Development and Planning Committee, Ms. Chauvin.
Make a motion tonight that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Community Development and Planning Committee held on February 24th, 2025, and I have no public hearings.
Moved by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Trusclair. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. 8-0. Item C, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Hamner.
Thank you. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held Monday on February 24th, 2025, and I have two public hearings. One, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget and the 2025 five-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. 1, Bayou Country Sports Park, Dog Park, $150,000. LCLE, $21,700. Houma Police Department, $100. Louisiana Highway Safety Commission Grant Award, $101,250. Item 5, the OEP chiller coil replacement, $65,000. And item 6, Hometown Downtown Development Corporation, $60,000. And call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Item 2, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend Chapter 16 of the Terrebonne Parish Code of Ordinances, Section 16 to 56, to facilitate the regulation of mobile food vendors, and call a public hearing on Wednesday, March 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Moved by Mr. Hamner, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussions? Members, vote your machine. 8-0, motion passed. Number 4, street lights. Moved by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Trusclair. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. 8-0. Number 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. A, Municipal Civil Service Board, 1 expiring term, representing the Parish Council. Mr. Pat Pennison submits application for consideration.
Open, close, and appoint Mr. Pennison.
Second.
Open and close and appoint, motion by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Hamner. Any discussions? Members, vote your machine. 7 yeas, 1 nay, motion passes. Item B, Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 2 expiring terms on 2/23/25, 1 expiring term, and 1 vacancy due to resignation by Ms. Deborah H. Ellender expresses her interest in being reappointed.
Open, close, and appoint Ms. Ellender. Hold the other one over for 2 weeks.
Motion by Mr. Babin to open, close, and appoint Ms. Ellender and hold the other. Second by Mr. Hamder. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. 8-0, motion passes. Number 6, monthly engineering reports. Chief Baker Smith. As per by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Member, vote your machine. 8-0. Item 7, vacancies to various boards, commissions, and committees and commissions. A, Recreation District Number 5, Board, 2 expiring terms on 2/28/2025. Recreation District Number 10 Board, 1 expiring term on 4/23/25. 5 District Number 5 Board, 1 expiring term. Coastal Fire Protection District Board, 1 expiring term. Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms, each representing the following entities, 2 representing the council, 1 representing the Chamber of Commerce, 1 representing the Historical Society, and 1 representing the Downtown Merchants. Terrebonne Parish Tree Board, 1 expiring term on 2/23/25, and 1 expiring term on 1 vacancy due to resignation. Veterans Memorial District Board, 1 expiring term, 3/27/2025, representing the American Legion Post 308, and 1 vacancy due to resignation, representing the parish president south of it in the coastal. Any announcements, President, from Mr. Lerat?
Yeah, we have Mardi Gras coming up. We're in deep gras, as I say, so we're right in the thick of it. We ask everybody to please be very careful, very safe. Be on the lookout for anything suspicious. See something, say something. Something out of place, please let somebody know. We have a lot of law enforcement on the streets, a lot of public servants on the streets for the parish, for the fire department, police department, TPSO. If you get a chance, thank them. They go through a lot. They're here for your safety and make sure you have a good time. So happy Mardi Gras.
Council members, Ms. Chauvin.
So Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries has a boating education class in Terrebonne Parish on March 22nd, but there are a number of them throughout the year that they do in Terrebonne Parish, so you can look that up on their website. If you are unfamiliar with it, you can actually go to my page. I have a reel explaining exactly how to get you there and the dates and how to register for it. Thank you.
Anyone else? A motion adjourned by Mr. Trustclair, second by Mr. Pleasure. Members, vote your machine. Everyone be safe out there. Thank you. Adjourn.